Welcome everybody to another review of a Mad Max film, and it is the second film in the series from 1981. Released as Mad Max 2 in most territories, although in the US it was released as The Road Warrior, as the first film hadn't become massively popular at that point, so they were worried that if they called it Mad Max 2, people wouldn't know that what the story was or be put off by it because he hadn't seen the first one. So 1981, directed by George Miller once again. The budget had spiked for this second film, going from 400,000 Australian dollars for the first film to 4.5 million Australian dollars in for this second film. So massive increase in budget. 95 minutes long as well, so it's only a couple of minutes longer than the previous film. Once again stars Mel Gibson. The only supporting role actor I've seen a decent amount from is Vernon Wells, who was in Commando alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger, who played Barrett. And he also starred in Weird Science and Inner Space. So Max Rockinchimp, he returns as a heroic loner who drives the dusty roads of a post-apocalyptic Australian outback in an unending search for gasoline. Arrayed against him and the other scraggly defendants of a fuel depot and encampment are the bizarre warriors commanded by the charismatic Lord Humongous, a violent leader whose scruples are as barren as the surrounding landscape which they inhabit. So with a bigger budget than the first film, this sequel is able to give us more of what we loved in that first effort, while crucially not making the whole affair dumber. That is usually the case with sequels that have quite dark, they're quite low budget, then they end up being they end up surprisingly being successful, and then they end up increasing the budget, making the scope bigger and whatnot, but it ends up losing a lot of what made that first film so good. But that is not the case with this. Yes, the budget is bigger, yes, the action scenes are better, but it hasn't lost its edge that it had in that first film. Mel Gibson is once again shining in the lead role. The action is way better than before, like I said, with the stunts being more impressive. The action scenes are there's more of them basically, but like I said, it still hasn't lost its general focus. The world that Max inhabits now being post-apocalyptic rather than just dystopian means that we get more colourful characters and a real sense of that humanity has all been lost to savagery. The cinematography is once again really rather on point, especially when it comes to shooting the action scenes. I like the score, and the world the film is set in gives us enough depth to help keep you engrossed from beginning to end, along with the plot. But the plot is quite basic. It's a little bit more basic perhaps than the first film, but that doesn't mean that other areas can just be let loose, like the action scenes, the world building, the the upheaval of humanity, the the larger than life characters at times. So yeah, overall a really nice set like the first film that we've already looked at. So again, there's the new box artwork, and on the back there you have that. So you want to get out of here, you talk to me. So that's what Max says to the people in the encampment and at the fuel depot. So yeah, we have new artwork for the case as well. I personally prefer this to the case that was in the first set, although I do prefer the box artwork for the first film than this one. But yeah, still, it's decent enough. And yeah, once again, the discs are yellow and blue. Yellow for the 4K and blue for the Blu-ray. And as per usual, like with the first film, you get a little envelope with the same inscription, same quote on the envelope that contains the art cards and the poster. So the art cards are double-sided, like last time. So Mel Gibson with his sawn-off shotgun. There he is in his car. There's one of the encampment people, and there's Lord Humongous himself. And then some behind the scenes shots. There's George Miller. And there he is again with more of the crew. Cast. And then some more shots from one of the action scenes. So yeah, it's got a real physicality to it. And just like the previous film, it shows up much bigger budget films with their action scenes. Because obviously 4.5 million Australian dollars is less than normal, American dollars or British pounds. So yeah, even though it's 4.5 million, it's still not a huge budget, quite frankly, compared to other productions from the likes of the US. but the action scenes are better despite that lower budget. And then we got a double-sided poster as well, so got that there with a few of the characters there, and then Max up here, and then when all that's left is one last chance, pray that he's still out there somewhere. So yeah, this was a more successful film at the box office as well, despite the larger budget, eating into that, box office returns. And there's the other posters out the back. Just one man can make a difference, and indeed he does. So yeah, really like the posters. I wish it had one side that was in Japanese like the first film did, because that was really rather cool. But still, overall a solid set, and overall a better film than the first one. I gave the first film 4 out of 5. This has 5 out of 5 as far as I'm concerned. Best of the original trilogy, and yeah, even though Fury Road is slightly better just because they're able to do more with the even bigger budget and the new kind of filming techniques, this is still a great film, and one that hasn't really aged all that badly at all, if at all, quite frankly. So yeah, but like I said, I do prefer the box artwork for the first film that's here, but they do go well together in terms of the general, look of the films, and they will be going side by side as one another as well. So yeah, and the 4K looks pretty good as well. Obviously these are not new transfers or anything like that. They are based on the 4K releases from the Steelbooks that came out a year or two ago. So if you're looking for a new transfer of these films, then you're not going to get it with these sets. Although, again, these are only exclusive to HMV in the UK, so whether or not you can get your hands on them outside of the UK, I'm not sure. But yeah, they are exclusive to HMV. They don't cost all that much either. And at the end of the day, you're getting a really rather good 4K transfer. You're getting a new box to go with it, new poster that's double-sided art cards as well. And yeah, they just look generally good together on a shelf, which is where I'm going to be putting them alongside the third one when that eventually comes out. I think that's out later this month. So yeah, look forward to me reviewing that third film. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you've seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But if you haven't, then get out there and watch it along with the first film. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.